Welcome back. Some people have issues of not wanting to forgive others. In fact, it's quite common. The general idea is that if you forgive someone who quote unquote doesn't deserve it, you may be opening the door for that person to hurt you again, especially if he or she is still in your life. The important thing to remember about this exercise is that forgiveness is primarily for you. It doesn't take away your memories or your discernment. You know if someone can be trusted or not. Just because you forgive them and even perhaps come to deeply love them, it doesn't mean that you will trust them again or put yourself in a situation where they can harm you. Not forgiving someone doesn't protect you. It just keeps you holding on to negativity that is deeply affecting your inner peace and happiness. It's best to just let it go for your own sake. If you have difficulty generating forgiveness or actually forgiving, the best thing to do is just intend it, even if you don't seem to feel anything when you do. Often, this intent can turn into actual forgiveness over time. Your brain just kind of hears your request and finds its way to it. This can happen relatively quickly, or it can take a while, but it does seem to consistently happen for people. There are some additional things that you can try. If you have difficulty generating the feeling of forgiveness or any other feelings during this program, such as love or gratitude, the easiest way to resolve that is probably to remember a time from your past when you felt that emotion strongly. Often when we recall a specific incident, the emotions or feelings return with it. When they do, you can study how that feels. What's happening in your mind and emotions? What feelings or sensations do you have in your body? And so on. Noting the overall pattern of these things can help you to regenerate that pattern later. If that doesn't work for you, you can just recall a time when you experienced forgiveness and quickly switch to the new thing that you want to try to forgive and try to get that feeling to carry over to it as part of that switch. You can also try to condition yourself to be more able to more easily call up feelings like forgiveness. For example, when you strongly experience forgiveness, you can do something repetitive and unusual, like rapidly touch your thumb and forefinger together. This provides a physical anchor so that later when you do that, you have easier access to the feeling of forgiveness. You can do this with any gesture, posture, sound, or anything else that your body interprets as distinct and associate a feeling with it. You might try the same thing with music. We've all had the experience of specific songs getting associated with specific and often powerful emotions, just because they happen to be playing while something significant was going on in our lives. While this often happens randomly, it can also be done intentionally. Perhaps there's already a piece of music that is in some way associated with forgiveness for you. If so, great, start with that. If not, you can start with a piece of music you haven't heard much before but like, and that feels like you could associate forgiveness to. Then bring up as many memories involving forgiveness as you can while listening to that music. Really try to feel as much forgiveness as possible so that it gets associated with that music. This way, when you listen to the music later, it has a very good chance of making the feeling of forgiveness more accessible. You may need to keep these types of hacks recharged by redoing the original association process several times when you're first using them, but generally, all of these suggestions have been helpful for getting people started who had difficulty feeling forgiveness during the exercise. Okay, that's it for this exercise, and it's the last one we'll be adding in. So this also completes your full set of daily morning and evening exercises. We have one more update to make for this session to the gratitude exercise. We'll cover that on the next video. I'll see you there.